back to Programming Conversations channel. Today our concept is IOC versus DI, inversion of control versus dependency injection. So many people have a confusion like what is a dependency injection, what is an IOC. So many people say like both are same and both are different. So how both are related is what we are going to clear the air today in this session. So a lot of people say inversion of control is a technique for making loosely coupled objects and it is easily maintainable. And some people say both IOC and the DI concepts are very much confusing to me. So a lot of views are there for different people have a different views and they will reach finally one conclusion. So to clear the air today we are here. So how we'll create a dependency injection is like we in three ways we can create. Like dependency injection is a pattern used to create instance of objects, and IOC is an giving control to the container to create an instance and inject the objects to your application. Okay, depending upon what do you say means, instead of creating a objects you are giving a instance to others. So like in depth we'll see what is the inversion of control and what is a dependency injection further in this video without any confusion. So in order to get achieve this inversion of control and dependency injection, both are following some design patterns also. So we will tell you what all the design patterns it does follow to achieve this IOC and dependency injection. So that is one more additional advantage we are going to have to see in this video session of dependency injection and IOC. So let us move into another section. So first we will start with an Spring IOC, and then we'll see about the dependency injection and what it is.
So if you see here, IOC is again a common characteristics of a bean factory, a spring bean factory. Okay, a spring bean factory. So now here in this the IOC is a container, okay, which manages the bean scope. So we were reading about scope first, right? Why we are reading about scope before this DI is that is the reason. So who manages the scope of bean is a container, IOC container, Spring IOC container, and any AOP features also like at the rate around we saw, right? At the rate around. So this has been managed by our IOC container. Okay, manages the object instantiation to destruction. Okay, so who manages it? Who manages it? IOC container. The Spring IOC container creates the instance of an object, of the auto-wired injected object, of an auto-wired object, and it only destructs when it destructs when the usage is completed. Okay, so now what is the dependency injection? So as you people told, this is also known as inversion of control. Okay, inversion of control, IOC, but this is not IOC. Okay, that you don't create an object but describe how they should create. Okay, how they should create, where should we create. Okay, you don't directly connect your components and services together in the code, but describes which services are needed by which component in a configuration file. Like I will say, so an IOC is then responsible for hooking up all this. Okay, so now just in a controller you will say, I want this service. In a service layer you will say, I want this DAO layer. Okay, so who will hook up all these things? Who is the person? Inversion of control, like IOC container of a Spring. So now previously to the before to the Spring, how we were creating an instance of an object. If I say there is an employee and there is an employee class and there is an address class. Okay, if I want to create an instance, I will create manually, explicitly. I will give a new keyword and I will create an instance. This is the way how we were doing before a Spring coming into picture. I will create a new instance. So every time I call this up, I declare I need to write this additional code. The control was with the user. The control of creation of an instance was with user. Now the control has been diverted to control container, Spring container. So that's why it is called as inversion of control. The control has been diverted to it is taken care by Spring. So you start the Spring server, it will create the object, it will create the instances. Now you don't want to create the instances. Now you want to concentrate on the business. Okay, now coming to Spring, how we are doing? The Spring XML or annotation party will annotation based configuration address the object instantiated. So now we are not doing any object instantiation and all. The control has been given to the Spring IOC controller. So hope you understood this. So what is the benefit of using this DI in Spring? Not only in Spring, any of the frameworks. Ensures the configuration and use of services are separated. Like my configuration is separate and uses of service is separate. Can switch the implementation by changing just a configuration. I want the configuration, I can change any number of classes. It helps me to test more. Okay. As mock dependencies can be. So dependencies can be easily identified. So what is the dependency I have? It easily identified. Now before that, it is very difficult to identify a dependency somehow.